this nation has to be restructured. I am happy that at one time, this term, we must restructure, then it was being stressed as there must be sovereign national conference, was misunderstood by quite a few people to mean that, Nigeria must break.
Integrity.
Whereas a restructuring of Nigeria will bring Nigeria closer together. Because what it means, we will be able to dialogue, discuss, and be able to identify our similarities and work out our differences. Therefore, asking whether the national dialogue is necessary now, more than ever before, it is necessary. Because the Boko Haram is just a reaction to the fact that this is a geographical expression, to quote the late sage Awolowo, that is attempting to become a nation space, to quote Wole Soyinka. We are not even yet a nation space, let alone a nation. No Nigerian really can think of himself as a Nigerian
First.
at the moment. Whereas in the 50s, we had a Fulani that was a mayor in Enugu. We had an Igbo man, Zik, that nearly beat Awolowo in the West. But today, I dare not go into Sokoto or Oyo or Asaba and say I want to run for local government. The only state that is truly, well, to some extent, cosmopolitan is Lagos. So, you'll notice that the northern governors now brought us a solution from their own point of view. They said, listen, our problem is that we have had ethnicity and settlerism overemphasized. Let us make it such that if you have settled in a place for over 100 years, etc., you are now seen as an indigene. That is a lot of hogwash. It shouldn't be whether you are an indigene or a settler. It's whether you are a citizen of Nigeria. And until we hold a national dialogue, we cannot truly define what a citizen of Nigeria is. I'm sure those people that have asked these questions are young people. Now, very few young Nigerians realize that this constitution, even as amended, does not carry any provisions for anything to do with youth, except the National Youth Service Corps. Read through the whole constitution. The word youth appears only in the section where the National Youth Service Corps is explained. Now, that means youth are not in any way being reckoned with, and yet they make up over 60% of the population. The elderly are not being reckoned with. We find that people are stealing humongous sums from pension schemes and so on, because there's a heartless, non-caring attitude towards the common good that is inbuilt into that deficient structure of what we call the Constitution. That is the ground norm. It's based on that. Let's forget about whether we were brought together properly in 1914 or not. We are together. We must learn how to live together. But we have to fashion out a way by all of us sitting together around the table and working out the modus vivendi, the way we want to live together. Let me, I'm from Bobo, and you from Lagos, and the man from Sokoto, and the man from Meduguri. The man that says he wants to live by Sharia, let him talk. And let us listen to him. He has a point. Yeah. Every man has a right to choose. The only problem, his right ends where mine begins. So we have to balance everything up, and we can only do it by talking.
Okay.
As to whether there's complicity, I think the very fact that the administrations of Yaradua and Goodluck have come out to declare that there is stolen crude is enough to make me put them a bit above board of what is happening. And really, they were to some extent, because even Intel, that's owned by the late president, was not that involved with the running of the business. Was not even that involved with the business.
That's some consoling news. Now, but how do you therefore want to describe? Okay, maybe we should not belabor this issue of Boko Haram, because there are other issues.
Yeah, there was a question about the Sultan's call for
yes, I was just going to come to that.
Okay.
So is it that do we begin to look at Boko Haram as purely an ethnic thing, or is it just a criminal a group?
Boko Haram is a terrorist group. Even they admit they are a terrorist group. Whether the terrorism is predicated on religion or ethnicity does not at this moment matter. It is a terrorist group. Now, when the Niger Delta insurgency was on, the elders and other people, including myself, went and engaged with these young people, and we got to identify them, and they made themselves available to dialogue. When the president met with Ateke, President Obasanjo, and Dokubo Asari, he met with people who admitted that they were leading militias. When Yaradua met with Tompolo, met with Ateke again, met with Boylo, Farah, Egberi Papa, and all, they were admitting that they were the ones that were carrying out the insurgency. Who has admitted to being the man leading Boko Haram? Apart from seeing YouTube pictures of, we know there's a lot of photoshopping. How am I sure that even a man like, say, Shekau, the one that shows there, is really that person? Maybe if I were him, I know there is a person like that, but he could be using a front. The important thing is, the elders, the leaders, people like Nasir El-Rufai, who have now said that they know enough about Boko Haram, and that because the president has been in touch with them, the president should know about Boko Haram. I want to extrapolate and means that they know about Boko Haram. Then they should engage Boko Haram and just plead with them. The basic things that I am not for. I am for the angle of any group or any part of the nation or people to protest any what they call or see as injustices.
Okay,
but it is their mode of going about correcting the injustice. You can't go about blowing up innocent people in markets, on streets, in schools, in churches. No, that is barbaric, that is condemnable, that is not acceptable. You'll notice that the National Summit Group chairman is Alhaji Tanko Yakasai, a board of trustees member of the Arawa Consultative Forum. We had to interact, engage, dialogue with the Arawa Consultative Forum and other groups in the north, the Mill Belts and so on, but everybody falls under that umbrella. And for them to fully understand that what some people have been misled to think that we are interested in breaking up the union, Nigeria. I, for example, as an Ijaw man, I don't want to go out of Nigeria. How do we exist? Who are the Ijaws? We are not a solid Kuwait group. We are spread over so much land. Yeah. We spread as far as Gambia. Are we going to go and bring every Ijaw man into the Republic of Ijaw? So I prefer being in Nigeria, but I will not be in Nigeria as a second, third class citizen. Okay. I refuse to be.
Next issue.